Hi, I'm TJ. And who do we have here? Hi.
You want to say hi?
Oh, so shy. I brought you guys some water.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, we can put it in the car. I was thinking you might want to leave it running so that way you can have some AC breaks in between the pups. Kind of get to relax. Um, and I figure what we'll do is we'll just test out different temperaments. Do you know of anything that usually triggers her, or?
Just seeing dogs.
Okay.
She's usually like, yeah, she doesn't do well with other dogs. She has like a cousin that lives with us.
Okay.
Like, she's good with him. Not really. She ignores him.
Uh-huh.
But
She's cordial.
yeah.
Hi.
When I rescued her, they said that she only does well in like single dog forms.
Yeah. Did they say why?
They did the gate where they walked her past like other dogs along the gate,
Uh-huh.
and she was like barking at other dogs and like being really aggressive to like larger dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They did get her from like.
Yeah, let's go off of the road because it might be hot there.
They got her from Danville.
Uh-huh.
In a field. She probably had puppies, and she definitely had bite marks on her head.
Oh yeah, you got that. Oh wow. Well, she definitely seems very shy and timid. Is that just in general?
Yeah, this is normal.
Okay. Does she have any allergies?
No allergies.
I just got some beef treats here. We'll see if we can entice her. Oh, hi. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? What if mom tries to give it to you? We'll see.
Luna, treat.
She's like, nah, I'd rather have this poo over here. There we go. Tail wagging. Good.
I took her to the vet like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
And she lunged at a chihuahua that came out of her room.
Oh, yeah, we lunging.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll usually do is, oh, good girl, good potty. We'll try to get her to be able to see another dog from a distance and redirect back to you for a treat or reward or some praise. And I'll make it easy for you by starting off very far, and then usually if she starts fixating on a pup before she barks, try to call her name and get her attention back to you. And then once she starts barking, go ahead and try to break line of sight by turning and going the other way and having her follow you. All right? So when she sees another dog, you want her to see the other dog, but then try to get her attention back before she barks. And then once she does start barking, stop trying to get her attention and just start trying to move and break line of sight. Okay? Yeah, no problem. I'll get the first pup for you. I'll try to go easiest or hardest to easiest, so that way we can hopefully get to see some progress as she either gets better at redirecting or gets more comfortable around other dogs. And if you wanted to, also you can, once we get her to calm down a little bit, we can try her close range with some pups in her muzzle as well. Alrighty. I'll be right back. Good. Now redirect her back to you. Good. Now get her attention back to you. Good. Very good. Do you have treats for her? So go ahead and just start walking. There you go. Good. Very good. Okay, now turn around and come back this way. Come here, Fiona. Girl, with me. Yep. Good. Go ahead and put on her muzzle so she can try to smell her since she's doing so well and still remaining calm. You may want to adjust her muzzle sometime. So like if you see Fiona's, it's just kind of resting on her face, right? If it's pressing against their face too much, then it's just unnecessarily bothering them by causing that additional pressure, right? All it needs to do is make it so they can't open and close their mouth around anything. So you want it to be, you know, barely hanging on there if possible. Like the main thing is around the neck to make sure that that band is tight so they can't just kick it off. But if it's too tight then, and it's just smushing in their face, it's going to make them agitated, which you want to be careful of, because in an already skittish dog in an uncomfortable situation and then they have this thing on their face that makes them, you know, more agitated, it kind of compounds the problem as opposed to relieving it, right? Huh?
Like loosening it? Like,
If it's not bothering her too much, we can worry about it later. It looks like it's not too bad. It's so hard to tell from here. It just seemed tight. That's fine. All right. So I'll walk this way. Come on, Fiona, and you can just try to catch up and see if she's interested in smelling her from behind. Huh?
She's trying to turn away.
Yeah. So it just goes to show that she's definitely just uncomfortable with the situation. Even though she's not like overreacting and barking and lunging, shows that she's not really comfortable enough to engage yet. So I'll just walk with you for a while and see if that enables her to get used to being around Fiona a little bit. So I'll just follow you guys. And your best bet is to ignore Fiona because she has anxieties with people. She's good with dogs, but so long as you ignore her, you'll be okay.
Should I walk that way or?
Whichever. We might even want to go down that way. There might be some shade. Good. You will also want to tighten up your harness as well, so you kind of see how loose it is. Yeah, she could potentially slip out of it, unfortunately. That's okay. During the break when I switch pups, you can try to make some adjustments. Not too bad, but if it's not like snug, it can cause chafing in areas where it's rubbing back and forth against them. And then in moments when you need to quickly redirect or pull them, your leash is gonna end up pulling the harness and everything first, and then at the back end of that, pulling your dog, right? Whereas if it was properly fitting, when you pull the dog. That's okay. Right, you kind of see what I mean there? It like creates all that slack, and then at the very back end of it, then you get some pulling. It's okay. We'll fix it later. There you go, good. And just try to walk right by. Good. Good. Oh, poor thing. There you go. And I'll take her from you. See how she does here with me. And you just follow with.
Come on, Luna. Let's go.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Good girl. So a lot of times skittish pups, they're more reactive when they're uncertain, right? Or they're afraid and unsure of things, and they want to kind of generate space unnecessarily by barking and everything, right? Whereas if we give them an opportunity to get to know what they're afraid of, and usually with dogs, that's just by being able to get up there and smelling them and getting more information about what that dog is, right? That can sometimes give them a little bit of extra comfort, making them feel less like they're not as safe around them. So she's doing a pretty good job of being cordial still. Still not 100% comfortable, right? But at least she's not overreacting, and she's just getting used to the presence, especially since this was going to be a bigger pup that she might be more reactive for because she's probably more afraid of, right? But what helps to offset that too is just the fact that Fiona is also older and really well socialized when it comes to dogs, at least. She has her own anxieties with people, but she's getting a lot better with that, as you can see here, because She kind of do the same thing before and bark and lunge and stuff at strangers. A lot of it is just getting them that exposure that they need, right? Even when they're uncomfortable, getting them used to it, and so that way they can see that there's no need to overreact, right? Good girl. Good job, Miss Fiona. All right, let's go ahead and I'll give you her back. We'll go back and give her a break here in the car and some water, and I'll get the next pup. So Fiona also might be a little bit too calm, right? Because she's not barking, she's not really showing any interest in engaging with her as well. That helps to make it so she doesn't feel as much pressure. Whereas sometimes, like with a Chihuahua, if they're barking at them or they're moving quickly towards them, or even if they're just standing there but they are actually paying them attention, right? It can cause some of that additional pressure to make them uncomfortable enough to trigger. Whereas here, there's like no, there's no pressure from her, so it makes her getting comfortable with this one a lot easier. Good girl. Kind of the same with you and Fiona. The reason why she hasn't overreacted with you is because you've made it easy for her to not feel threatened. Good girl. Oh, we'll go and get the next pup. I know, good girl. Good. Yes, good girl. Very good, good. Good, yes, good girl. All right, let's see if she wants to smell her. Go ahead and just try to walk past. Here, I'll go this way for you. Okay. Good, very good. Good, very good. Very good, good job. Good girl, Elo. Here. Is she usually more reactive than this, I take it?
Yeah, she's like, I think it's a different space.
She also might be more comfortable in her home surroundings too, which gives her a little bit more confidence. But if that's the case, then you could always practice her getting comfortable around other dogs out and about at like pet stores or Tractor Supply or at the dog park. Usually with pups like her that are fearful, I'll take them to the dog park and let them kind of get used to dogs on the other side of the fence, right? So that way they can go to the gate. If they're still nice and calm, they can kind of smell and engage from there. But if they start barking and freaking out because it's too much, I just go back from the gate and reset. You know, just like if, supposedly, if it happened here, if she started to kind of fixate and bark and lunge, you break line of sight, give her some time to calm down, and then just try again. Usually after a few rounds, they tire themselves out and they kind of just give up. And then also, if you're just far enough away from the dog park for long enough, they get desensitized to just seeing the dogs running and barking and as you get closer, it's not as much of an impact. Whereas if like you parked right by the dog park and got out, it would be like very immediate, like too much.
I tried to take her on a hike,
Uh-huh.
and then she was okay up until like when we were leaving, and it was really loud with like a lot of people, and then someone put their dog like right across, and then she fixated.
Yeah, that's understandable, especially if she's not comfortable with other dogs, and she's actively trying to keep her own distance, right? If she feels like that's not working, or she is so uncomfortable she needs to bark at them or drive them back, right, because she really doesn't like them, then yeah, another dog just coming into her space will make her more reactive as well. Right there. See, you can see her immediately with her facial reactions give this dog that kind of warning of you gotta back up, right? If the dog isn't paying attention, they might miss it. If the dog is like a puppy and they're not well socialized, right, they might just ignore it and keep pressing in. But dogs that are well socialized, if they see it, then they should recognize and respect that, you know, she just needs more time and space. And then some dogs that aren't well socialized or just misread that situation could cause conflict because they take it as like an aggressive thing as opposed to a request for more space and time. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll try to bridge the gap between the two. Very good, just like that. Hi. It's okay. Right, and then we'll try to add her in again. Come on, it's okay. Mom's coming too. There you go. We're all just hanging out, having a good time. Oh yeah, there you go. Good job. Good, very good. Good girl. Good. So getting her at least used to being close to new dogs and then approaching in again. Very good, right? So just giving her, and it's hard in the real world, right? Because usually the engagements aren't as controlled and not as drawn out. But especially for dogs that are nervous, that's what you're gonna need to do. You're gonna need to stretch out the time of the engagement so that way they have more time to get comfortable with the dog. You have to control the distance so that way if she seems too uncomfortable, you can create that space so she doesn't feel the need to make the space. And then if she is doing well, then you gotta actually close that gap so that way she can get used to sharing that space with another dog. So it's a lot, but she's doing well already, right? A lot of it too is the other dog. It takes two to tango, and like we start off with mine because they've had hundreds of dogs come and go. What I'll do next is I'll bring out one of my boarding puppies that is a little bit on the a lot side, right? Very, very friendly, but she's also a little bit bigger. So we'll see how that goes, if it takes longer for her to get comfortable with, or if it elicits more of a reaction. And even if the other dog just wants to play, that might just be too much for her. Huh? All right, be right back. Nah, it's okay, you can just sit tight. You can see, right? She's a little bit excited but apprehensive. She's trying to keep her back legs in place in like a safe area while trying to reach out to smell her, right? To get to know her. Very good. There you go. Sit. Thank you. Good girl. She's working on not jumping on people. Good girl. What do you think, huh? What do you think? Is that another friend? And usually face-to-face confrontations are going to be the hardest for dogs too, especially those that are insecure. And also, unfortunately, a lot of times when we're just meeting people in public, whether on purpose or on accident, that's what happens first, right? We don't get that nice controlled smell of the rear like we kind of want to or would be preferred. And just sometimes for pups, not only is that more intimidating, but sometimes it can cause those conflicts. Hi. Oh, there you go. Oh. Good. There you go. Yes, very good. Thank you. And sometimes too, we do want her to properly bark or snap at a dog for space. What you don't want is like continued aggression or follow through, right? Good job. Thank you. You can try to see if she'll be interested. Good girl. You want to try to give Shiloh a treat and asking her to sit for you? Oh, am I out? I might have to restock when I go back in.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I got some more too. There you go. Shiloh, she's got it.
I got it. Shiloh.
Oh, good girl.
What a good girl.
Good sit. Yes, just shuffle your butt around. Oh, good girl. Good girl. There you go. She's like, there's more food there. I smell it. Oh. No. No. Come on, go. Go say hi. No jumping though. Go say hi. Good. Sit. Good. There you go. Sit. Sit. Good. Almost. Sit.
Want to sit?
There we go. Almost. Try to ask her again one more time when you get her attention. There we go. Perfect. Good. And that's all. She just has to learn to listen to strangers even when she's excited, and that'll help keep her from jumping up. Good girl. Well, she's doing really good there. She's definitely giving very appropriate measures of request for space when the dog gets too close to her. She's interested in your bag there. Yeah. Shiloh. No. Thank you. Hey. Thank you. Behave yourself. We're trying to work on the other dog. No jumping. Very good. There you go. You got some kisses. Oh, you about to get it. There you go. Good. Okay. There you go. Good. Oh, you about to get it. Oh, good girl. Very good. So go ahead and give her praise for that, right? She was very tolerant. You know, she made space the correct way by moving away from the dog instead of lunging and barking at them. So, good. All right. Yeah, this is going to go faster than I thought. Do you have any questions before I bring out the next one?
No. Really good.
Yeah? Okay. Next one's going to be small and playful. We're kind of going easier, so it's pretty much there. Good girl, down. Down. Oh, I forgot. Good girl. There you go. I know we got crumbs left. There you go. Good girl. Maybe they didn't like the Chihuahua too. That does happen too. They just don't like certain other dogs. And then also it could be the situation, right? If she's already uncomfortable because she's going to the vet, right? Or if she's already like uncomfortable with people in her area, in her neighborhood or things like that, then that could just be things that just like are like the straw that broke the camel's back kind of scenario, right?
It's like Cloud, your cousin.
Aww. Oh, there you go. Good girl. You can say hi. Good news is it's not really any guarding behavior. It's more so her personal space, right? That she needs time and everything with. Sorry, it wasn't more eventful.
This is so much better than what I thought it was going to be. But do you recommend any harnesses? Because I think this one is fun.
I usually I would always recommend kind of like with clothes, instead of buying them online, to actually go to a store and trying different kinds. The best kinds are the ones that are the most adjustable. So like underneath the belly, that length is really helpful, as well as, you know, the sides and then around the neck. So the more adjustments that you can make, the better you can get the fit to kind of fit her, because there's a lot of dogs that are always in between all the small, medium, and large sizes for all these things, and so you almost always have to dial it in. But finding one that, like, you can kind of tell here that this one's just a little bit too long, right, for her. If you find one that almost looks smaller, right, about that size, but is still wide enough that it can fit her circumference, because she does have an odd body size as well, right?
Yeah.
She's a little bit thicker than most medium, maybe yeah, definitely medium small dogs, but that's would be kind of the size of her harness, because if it's too big like it is there, then you get all that extra material.
Luna, come here.
Oh.
Luna, I got treats.
There you go. But yeah, I would just try to find one that works well for you, and that you can easily adjust, that it perfectly fits her. You know, that's just sometimes just trial and error. There you go. Aww. Do you have any other questions you want on your recording?
No. So if she, how much is boarding if she gets boarded?
Oh, I'll give you the information for the website. You'll have to contact Wag Your Tail, just because I don't do any of the financials and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think my sister said that she would rather have Luna and Cloud together than to separate them.
Okay.
So it would probably be 2 months.
Okay. Yeah. That way they can actually all hang out and get used to just being around other dogs. I think for her it would just kind of mostly focus on socializing and being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, unfortunately. Aw. Well, it was nice meeting you guys. If you think of anything else along the way, just feel free to text me.
Okay.
And then if you still have problems at home, try to remember those steps. You know, try to start off as far as you can, redirect before she starts overreacting, breaking line of sight, bringing good treats with you to redirect, and then rewarding her for refocusing on you, things like that. And what I usually do with my most reactive pups is, like I said, I'll take them to the pet store, and I won't even go in. I'll send you a link to a video, but I'll set up like one of those elevated beds so they can kind of sit down outside with me. It's a little bit harder in this weather, but you can usually go like in the evenings on the weekends, when it's going to be a little bit busier. But I'll just have them sit with me and we'll start really far away. Oh, very good. Look at that. She's actually interested. Perfect. Good job, girl. But she'll start really far away, and if they start to overreact, we'll kind of stay there or move further back from the door, and we'll just let them watch as dogs and people come and go. And as they get better, I just move closer to the door, right? And if she's able to just still see and not overreact, I move closer. And that's all. And it's just a good, easy way that you can desensitize her to it and give her that practice of seeing a dog and redirecting back to you.
Okay.
I'll send you the link to that one.
All right. Thank you so much.
Ah, no problem. It was nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting
You need any more water or anything before the
I
road?
have like 4 bottles.
Okay. All right.